What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, we are gonna make one of the most popular sandwiches in the world. That's right, we are making an anabolic Philly cheesesteak. If you've ever had this sandwich before, the unhealthy version, then you know how freaking amazing it is. But don't you guys worry, because in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to put your best foot forward and make this sandwich fit right into your diet. And if other diets are stressing you out and you don't like what you're doing, then maybe you should give the anabolic diet and these recipes a try. And with my cookbook, available at the link down below in the description box, it has never been easier to follow a diet that you actually enjoy. I'm telling y'all, you follow what I lay out in here, you eat the right amount of calories, you eat these recipes, you'll be seeing results in no time at all. Link down below in my description. All right, ladies and gents, if y'all are ready to another epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah! Alright guys, first things first, let's start with the bread. What I have here is a mini French roll that I picked up from my bakery. These weigh out to right around 75 grams and they are perfect for these hoagie style sandwiches. Alternatively, you can buy hoagie rolls where you'd find regular hamburger buns in your grocery store, but I feel like if you want the best tasting, best experience overall, going this route is the way to go. So first things first, we do have to split this thing. I'm just gonna take a knife, start down on one end and kind of saw this thing right in half, but I'm not gonna go all the way through. And then once you make your cut, you should be able to open it up and expose the middle just like this. And then a little tip here, if your French bread is a little dry, I wouldn't say this is too bad, but sometimes it gets that way. A little tip we can do to fix that is to dampen a paper towel, wrap your bread in it, and then just toss this in the microwave for 10 seconds. That'll loosen it up and have it ready to go for when the sandwich is done. Now that we got the bread in a good spot, we're gonna move on to the steak. What I have here and what I recommend you buy if you're trying to get the lowest calorie, high protein steak is to go with something like top sirloin. It's one of the leanest cuts of steak you can get, and a 4 ounce or 112 gram serving of this compared to a 4 ounce or 112 gram serving of filet mignon is gonna be wildly different in calories because the filet is gonna have a lot more fat. Stick with this one and you'll be in a good spot. And since we're making a Philly, what I wanna do here is create thin cuts of steak for our sandwich. The last thing you wanna do is try to cook the entire steak and then slice it after. It's gonna take way longer. If you make little strips like this, they're gonna grill up in a matter of minutes. I'm gonna keep thinly slicing this until I have 112 grams. And once you're finished cutting the steak, it should be thin sliced and look like this. The only thing we gotta do to season this at this point is just add a little bit of kosher salt right on top of the steak. And now that we got it seasoned, let's move on to the final couple of ingredients. What I have here is some white onions that I've already chopped and some green peppers that I've already chopped. For me, when I eat a Philly cheesesteak, these two are a necessity. You do not have to include them if you don't want. It's not gonna affect the overall macros or calories by a whole lot. Pretty minimal, but I think making the sandwich with them is by far the best decision you can make. And we're gonna need about 28 grams of each one. So I'm just gonna toss these on the scale, keep an eye on it. And that's green peppers. And now I'm just gonna finish out weighing the white onion. And at this point, we are just about ready to cook. A recipe like this is gonna be made all in one skillet and it's gonna come together pretty quickly. So we wanna make sure all of our ingredients are within arm's reach. The final two things we'll need is about 5 grams of Worcestershire sauce. This is gonna add a ton of flavor to our sirloin steak. And we're also gonna need a slice of white American cheese. And before we get the stove fired up, we're gonna do one more thing that you can skip if you want, but I think if you do it, you'll end up thanking me later. All I'm gonna do is take some, I can't believe it's not butter, 0 calorie butter spray, and hit the inside of our hoagie roll. That will add some nice butter flavor without adding all those dang calories. Now, let's get to cooking. What we're gonna do is take a medium-sized saucepan, hit it with nonstick, and with this preheated to about a medium heat, I'm gonna go ahead and toss in our onions and peppers. And all I'm gonna do here is spread these out, let them cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, let them soften. And once those white onions get a color to them, they're a little more translucent, I know we'll be good to go. And then once the peppers and onions are finished cooking, we'll just put them on a plate, set them off to the side for now. And now it's time to cook our steak. As soon as this goes on here, the video is gonna get pretty loud, so I'm warning you in advance. But essentially, we're gonna raise the heat to about a medium high, and we only need to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes each side, if that. Once it's almost done cooking, we're gonna add in our 5 grams of Worcestershire sauce, mix everything together, and boom, our steak will be perfect. A little bit of nonstick, and here we go. And boom, take a look at our steak. It is literally perfect. What we're gonna do now is toss back in the peppers and onions, go ahead and mix everything together. And what I've done now is reduce the heat. What I'm gonna do is form this up into a pile about the same size as our sandwich. And all we do now is place the slice of white American cheese right in the middle. We're gonna wait about a minute or two until that melts, and then it's time to put it on the bun. And then once that cheese is melted, all that's left to do is use a spatula and put our cheesesteak right in the middle of our bun. Boom, baby. That is what I call perfection. And there you have it, guys. In about 15 minutes, we were able to make an anabolic Philly cheesesteak sub at home that is gonna have way less calories than the counterpart from your favorite sub shop. Like I always try to preach, being on a diet doesn't mean you're giving up foods you love. It just means that you ain't scared to get in that kitchen, follow a recipe, and put together something that's not only delicious, but ultimately better for your body and your goals in the long run. All right, folks, if you could do me a solid and smash that thumbs up button, that means more than you know. That's one of the biggest indicators YouTube has right now of whether a video is good or not. So if you can do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and before this gets cold, I think it's time to see what it's all about. Let's go. All right, guys, let's get down to it. But first, to go along with your New Year's resolution, if you want a snack that is gonna taste better than any other snack you have in your diet, and it's a protein bar, don't forget to check out Anabar, the best tasting protein bar on the market. The s'mores flavor is incredible, and ironically enough, it is the only one that is in stock right now. But I know if you grab this and you give it a shot, it's gonna beat out any other protein bar you've ever had. I guarantee it. Finally, protein bars that don't suck. Available at finalbossformance.com. Code RGF10 will save you 10%, and the new flavors launch January 27th at 4 p.m. Central. The white chocolate cinnamon toast crunch and the milk chocolate peanut butter and jelly. You don't want to miss those. Inventory is going to be very limited, so set a reminder on your phone right now. That way everything's not sold out and you end up missing out. We don't want that. All right, guys, now on to the Philly cheesesteak. Get a load of that beautiful sandwich right there. We literally made it the classic Philly cheesesteak way, and I already know without even taking a bite that she's going to be a banger. 3, 2, 1, let go. To this day, this is still hands down one of my favorite sandwiches. The steak in this is incredible. When you slice steak thin, chicken thin, really any meat thin, you cook it fast in like 2 to 3 minutes on a high heat. It holds in so much more flavor and juiciness. And then when you add the Worcestershire sauce to it, mix it in at the last second, whoo, come on with the onions, the peppers, the melted cheese, and the French bread, game changer. Now in the entire Philly cheesesteak, if you make it exactly how I did it, which you end up with for the whole thing, there's only 11 grams of fat, 43 grams of protein, 47 grams of carbs, 459 calories. For me, those are the perfect macros for a sandwich. If you compare that to a Philly from anywhere else, we got it beat by a long margin. And with those calories and this much protein, it's gonna make hitting my daily goals that much easier. With the anabolic diet, we don't really look too much at how much carbs we're eating and how much fat we're eating. At the end of the day, the goal that I want everybody to focus on is A, their calorie goal. How many calories do you need in a day to lose weight? And 2, your protein goal. What is the minimum amount of protein you wanna hit every day? If you do those 2 things, regardless of how many carbs you have or how much fat you have in your diet, you're going to see results no matter what. We overcomplicate things to a crazy degree, and we don't have to. I'm telling you, try it for a week, you'll thank me. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the final bite. Let's get it. For me, this recipe is a no-brainer. A+ for sure, and one of the best parts is, unlike a Philly you get somewhere else, you're gonna eat this, you're not gonna feel heavy, you're not gonna feel sluggish, you're not gonna feel like you just ingested 2,000 calories. It's a win-win all around. When you make things at home in your own kitchen, you control what goes in them, that truly is dietary freedom. And as with all my recipes, if you have my cookbook, link down below in my description box, it has been updated, so this recipe is now in there. You know exactly what you gotta do, what you gotta weigh out, and the macros, the calories, everything. If you still don't have my cookbook and you're starting a little bit late on that New Year's resolution, then let me tell you, with this thing in your pocket, you'll be able to make up for all that lost time, no sweat. All right, folks, appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thank you so much. Thumbs up button, comment down below. How are your New Year's resolutions going? Have you lost any weight since the first? Comment that below as well. And I'm out of here. Thank you guys as always. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Bam, bam, bam. We out of here, baby.